and the billing and other features will vary. Apart from the architecture or the overview, it will be the same. Okay. So if you like when you start your career as a cloud administrator, so you should be knowing how to manage your operating system. It can be Windows or Linux. You should know how to create or how to deploy in the Azure. It's straightforward. And once you create your operating system, some basic things in order to create a user account, get the machines on the network to access it, that knowledge is required. So as and when you start working on this, you should start learning on this as well. Okay. And also you should know about the virtualization. So what is virtualization? What are the types of virtualization we come across, like compute, storage, network virtualization, some basic idea of it. So if you say virtual machine, so what all the virtual machine consist of, some basic idea you should understand all that. Okay, because entire cloud runs on a virtual environment. Okay. And also you should know about the storage part, storage, a bit on the storage, and also on the networking part. Okay. So networking is very important. So whatever we create, the number of resources in cloud or in on-prem or wherever, network is the one which is going to connect each and every devices. Okay. So here core level of networking is not required. The basics of the networking is enough. So if you have the basics of networking idea, then well and good. If not, I'll share you some links which talks about virtualization, storage, as well as networking. You can go through it, so that will help you. Okay. Yeah, you should know about the virtualization technology. So what is virtual machine, what is virtual network, what is virtual hard disk, and also you should know what is DNSS, domain naming system, why it has been used, some idea how it works. That helps you. Okay. And what is virtual private network? Like how do you connect from your home and you'll work for your office? So using the VPN, that idea and the concepts is required. And what is firewall? What the firewall will does? So that idea is required. And also what is resiliency, disaster recovery, what is backup and restore, right? So we basically do the backup in our computers to keep our data if the computer crashes, so that we can restore the data. So same thing has been used here as well. Okay, so these are the prerequisites. So as and when you start learning this, you should start learning this as well. Means along with your Azure, you should learn all this as well, because in cloud we'll be touching all the components in our day-to-day activities. Okay, so this is the objectives of the course, wherein we'll be covering on the complete Azure portal. How do you create and manage? What are the different ways you connect your Azure portal and you will work? And how do you deal with the storage? How do you deal with the network? How do you deal with the virtual machine? How do you deal with the connectivity between your on-prem to cloud or to any other cloud as well? Okay. And also as a part of security, how do you manage a single sign-on, two-factor or multi-factor authentication, right? So many things we'll be covering over here. Okay. Yeah. So now, if you're looking for certification on AZ104, so the code has been changed. So this is AZ104. Okay. So on the subscription part, wherein the 10 to 15 to 20% will be covered, storage 20%, virtual 20%, network 35%, and identities 20%. Right. So this is how the paper will be designed. So after this completing this course, you are planning to take certification. Yes, you can directly write AZ104 Microsoft certification. So when you see that career path in Microsoft Azure, right? So this is the main career path. So here you can see AZ900 is an fundamentals. So before this, there are two tracks in Microsoft Azure. So one is administration part, right? So wherein we support the infrastructure, right? Creating the infrastructure, we support that. And development, right? So if anyone is interested in developing some applications, so they can look for a development track, right? So these are the two main tracks. Okay. So AZ900 is a Azure fundamental course. Okay. So either you can take this or you can ignore this, or if you want to take a certification, or if you don't want to take, you can take or you can leave. This is an optional. So wherein this talks completely on the cloud fundamentals, the complete on a theoretical cloud fundamentals, and here and there some practical part. But this fundamental will also be covered in the AZ103, right? So you can start the administration course from the AZ103,